Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Abimbola Craig, and if this is your first time, a very good welcome to you. Today's one is very interesting. I want to really appreciate you guys for all the love you keep showing me. Please make sure you stay, like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's go into it. So I saw this list and I said I was going to mind my business because kilo come. But I have to put my mouth inside because it doesn't make sense. Now, I would like to think that I'm slightly exposed. I am traveled. And so these places that they're calling, I'm going to react to all of them. Then I'm not going to give you Nigerian version. You get me? All right, cool. So I saw a list that it says here is a list of places women absolutely refuse to go to on first dates. First one, Cheesecake Factory. Now, I'm sure you guys saw that video of the lady who was picked up by a guy and they got to Cheesecake Factory and she absolutely refuses to come out of the car. And she said she's not coming out of the car because what kind of rubbish is this? Why would he bring her out on a first date? And he was like, wow, the reason why was because I had made reservations for us to be at a particular nice restaurant. He showed her the place. My guy actually came with receipts. And he's like, look, it was for 4 o'clock. I tell you what time I'm going to come and pick you up. I get there to pick you up. You keep me waiting for an hour and a half. By the time you were done and you came out, our reservation had already expired. So I had to cancel. Now, as opposed to canceling the date, I still want to hang out with you. So I'm like, you know what, yeah, let's just pull up to the place that's closest. It's Cheesecake Factory. What's your issue with it? And she's like, yeah, she's a premium babe. She's a babe of standards. She cannot be eating here long and short. At the end of the day, she pretty much was shocked when the guy said, you know what, yeah, let's not even do cheesecake. How about I finna drive you back home? I want to know what's wrong with going to Cheesecake for a first date. You know what? I'm not even asking people. I'm just reacting to it. Let's go. First one says Cheesecake Factory. I don't think there's anything wrong with it for a first date. I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with it. In fact, you know what? Let me just list the whole thing first. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies. Hey, for first date is a problem. This one say your house. No. Ain't nobody coming to my house for a first date. All right? Any fast food chain. Okay? Maybe I get you, I hear you. Wingstop, Lobster, IHOP, Coffee, Starbucks, movie nights, Netflix, Hulu, and etc. Like I said, nobody's coming to my house on a first date. Somewhere that requires a long drive. I don't understand, sis. What do you want? If the restaurant that you want to be impressed in is somewhere else, uncle. So, for example, all of you that live in maybe like Essex, for example, but you want to be going to go and eat in fine dining restaurants, Bagatelle, and all these places that are inside London. I don't understand. Are you not going to have to drive? And I'm sure if you're nice enough, or if you're just lucky enough to have a proper gentleman, he will drive all the way to Essex to pick you, take you to the restaurant, and then drop you back home. You're saying long drive. What are you people looking for? Say bowling, nightclubs. Okay, I hear that. Hookah bar. It's a lounge. A bar for just drinks. Sports events. If this guy takes you to a nice basketball court side for a first date, you finna tell me that you finna not show up? Again, you know what? I don't know, man. I think half of the time when people respond to things like this or write things like this, I think people are just looking for people to just start like irrational, unnecessary conversations. Because for me, these things are wild. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that deep for people to be going all around writing an entire list. I think common sense is common sense. And I also believe that it's how you present yourself, both parties, men and women, to each other that would determine a lot of things. But there are certain people that you walk up to and you already know. Do you understand what I mean? But I also think that sometimes a lot of people just need to chill a bit. It's great to have high standards, but I think you should focus on the most important things. And I think a lot of us know this. It's not easy for the first date for you to be able to know if someone is kind and if someone is warm and if someone is, all, but you can at least give the person a chance. And so that goes with even where they pick. But I think most times these things are really about conversation as well. Maybe you run into this person and you feel a certain type of attraction. You walk up to the person and you're having conversations. Before the conversation ends or before the night ends or the day ends or whatever it is. Oh, hi, I'd really like to get your number. Maybe take you out on a date someday. Okay, great, here is my number. The person calls you, hey, how are you doing? There's the occasional chatter here and there, once a day, twice a day. You decide, I don't care. And then next thing is like, oh, you know what, yeah, are you free Friday? Let's sit down and grab a drink. Or let's sit down and grab a bite. I think the next conversation after that is, oh yeah, I am free. Okay, cool. Most people would ask, oh, where would you like to go to? And then most times, most babes are like, oh no, I don't know anywhere, surprise me. That's okay. But if you're someone who is very particular and you don't want to go to all these certain places, I don't think there's anything wrong with stating it. Sure, you start there. Okay, I would really like to go to Slow. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. What about we go to somewhere else? You know, there are ways in which you can meet in the middle. And then if you are that kind of person where you don't like to do nonsense at all, from the jump, state your standards. But even then, it's not that deep, guys. It's just chow. It's getting to know somebody. Again, like I said, we're not doing first date in my house. But the other day, someone reached out, oh, they would like to take me out for coffee. And he was very specific. And he was like, oh, Pause Cafe. I was like, okay, the first time he couldn't make it, something happened. The second time, he was like, oh yeah, Pause Cafe. And I was like, and then he got a bit, he was like, what's wrong with Pause Cafe? And I was like, bro, there's nothing wrong with it. My issue is I did let you know that this particular day, I'm going to church, which is in Lekki. I'm going to do my hair right after, which is in Lekki. So meeting up with you for brunch all the way in VI, I'm just trying to think of logistics, especially because you're particular about time, because you have other things to do after. You know, these things are about conversation. It's not that deep. But sometimes, as my female counterparts, I think we need to ease off a bit. Sometimes you come off too shallow when there's so much vim and so much persistency when it comes to things that are no offense, very trivial. You know what I mean? You see the guy, you're attracted to him. You don't mind getting to know him. Where he takes you to shouldn't be that much of a diehard. Get to know the person. Then you can now start setting your standards. Okay, it will really be nice. You can now start understanding the things that you like and vice versa. But it's not that deep, man. I honestly think it's so childish, so played out that we sit down every day and we're doing this back and forth BS. It's tiring to me. It's tiring. We can definitely do better. We can do better. And I don't want to be that woman who comes on here to try, because you guys know. And I'm only saying this for disclaimer because some of you come to my comments and you write rubbish. I'll give it to you. I'm not any pick me. You people should slow down. But there's a certain level of maturity where you need to be able to look beyond. And like I said before, and I said this in my last video where I was, not my last video, the previous video where I was talking about, you know, things that I find attractive in a man. I say that as a woman, if there's certain things that you want from a man, especially when it comes to things beyond character, even when it comes to character, if you don't have it in you, if you're not willing to develop it, then don't ask. Some of y'all want to be going to be dined in fine places, wined and dined in expensive places, but y'all can't even take your mommy or daddy there. And I'm not trying to diss nobody, but my point is, calm down with your standards. The standards that you're meant to be looking out for is not in relation to where you go and eat for the first date. It's beyond that. Let's think a bit more. Let's be deeper. All right, good. I've now addressed the issue. Now this is for banter. All right, so if we look at this list, and we wanted to create, join me now, this is the humorous part. If we're to say, oh my God, places where as a Lagos big babe, you can never, I reject it, I refuse it, that you take me here on a first date list. Where, let's be going. I'm going to list some of them that I can think of at the top of my head. You continue the rest, okay? Number 1, Chicken Republic. It cannot be me and you. Number 2, KFC. Tani, ooh, to where? Stop it. Number 3, Cold Stone. What are we doing there? For what? Please, miss me with that. I'm too expensive. Ice cream? God, you don't have a chef that makes ice cream from scratch? You want me to go with you to Cold Stone? A babe of my repute. I'd rather choke first. Walaya, why? No, please. Too ras for me. Amala Shita? What? Amala Sky? Who is that, please? Bole, who? I'm sorry, I don't go to those kind of places. You say we should go and have coffee. You tell me that you want to take me to where? Angelo's. Why? Have you seen that place, the ambience? Sorry, below my standards. I'm sorry. Okay, all right, can we go and eat? Like, just light food. Like, okay, all right, Seka Lagos. Seka Lagos? Sorry, if it's not Seka, not a pearl. I'm not interested. Even the upper, you know if you pronounce upper, look at your mouth. Again, guys, please, this is light humor. These places I'm calling out places that their food are great. I'm not saying don't go here. I'm just trying to be funny because at this point in time, it's funny when people are listing all these things. You know what I mean? Someone even wrote church. Someone wrote the gym. But there are people that go to church every day hoping to run into their future husband and wife. You say they can't take you on first dates there. I know people that after they met the first time random meeting, the next place that they met after that was in church. But she wants to know if he's filled or she's filled with the Holy Spirit. You are now listing all these things. Anyway, let me be going, please. Where else can we not go to? First date equate club. For what? Please. What is that? To go and sit down by the pool? Meanwhile, do you know how much it costs to just register as a member in Equate Club? 1 point something million. Meanwhile, it's beneath you. Was she? Sorry, biggest big girl. Where else can we go to? We can go to the beach. Public beach, landmark, ill. Can never be me. If you're not taking me to Lashe, I'm not interested. I'm sorry, I don't do that. If you're not closing down Slow for me, if you're not closing down Cali for me, I only eat in Koi. Sorry, please, I don't do that. Anyway, guys, the list is what? Endless. Let me know where you cannot go on first date in this Lagos. Because I know some of you say, oh my God, Bimbo, you're bougie. You're still naming posh places. But yeah, I think it's silly. I think sometimes we just need to give ourselves grace to just be able to enjoy certain things. You know, if you're that babe that is constantly used to being wined and dined in expensive restaurants, but yeah, there's this person that tells you that he wants to take you out. For you to have said yes, there's something that you saw in him. So if he says he wants to take you out to a restaurant that you feel is beneath you, how about you just be open-minded and try something? So that in the history of your entire life, you at least say that you've tried something new. Let's be calming down. It's not that deep. All right, guys. On to the next one. It's been real. My name is Abimbola Craig. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. My hair is by Hickey's Hair, and my makeup, Beauty and the Beholder. And the beauty is from God. That's a period. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye. Kizzies.